Hey everyone, Sheila here and welcome back to Life with Pets. So today we're going to do Murphy's update and I'm also going to show you two new girls that we got for the 75 gallon. So I'm going to start with Murphy and as you can see he is looking really good. The velvet is all gone. We treated for a total of 3 weeks and he's been about a week with no treatment at all and so far so good. It hasn't returned. He's got no more fin clamp and he's extremely active. He's eating really well. So he is doing exceptionally well. We are going to be putting some tank mates in with him and I will do a video on that when the time comes. We have actually got his tank mates and they've been in quarantine for a while, so I will be doing a full video on how to add fish to an existing beta tank because I have been asked to do that several times. Also, if you haven't seen the full story of Murphy and what happened to him, I will leave a link in the little top iCard so you can go on over and watch that after this video if you'd like to. The plants have bounced back. They did melt back considerably with the treatment, but as you can see here, we've got new growth. I did just add some root tabs to the tank just to give them an extra boost. So moving on to our new girls, we got two young females and they are very young. They do still have their juvenile stripes. So the stripes that you see are actually because they're so young. So we got this one here. This one is Faith and she has like a white scale to her coming through and then her fins are like a pastel orange and then the other one is sort of more a metallic blue and she has like yellow in her fins with like a black edging. So they're both going to be very interesting to see how they do eventually turn out. I do get asked all the time how we add new females to the group and this is what we do. This is what works for us. It may not work for everybody, but this is what we've always done and we haven't had a single one fail as yet. We do try to pick younger females and the reason for that is our existing girls don't seem to see them as a threat if they're much younger. So we do go for younger females and we then float them for several hours before we release them. We also, when we bring them home, change the water out. So the water in the cups is not store water, it is fresh, clean water. We let them float for several hours and then if we have more than one, I will usually pick the one that's more outgoing and the one that just seems more settled to be released first. And in this case, that was Faith. So we've called the one that you see here swimming in front of the cup. She is called Faith and she was the one we released first because she was a lot more settled and a lot more outgoing. She is feeding very, very well and she is just a really nice addition. She's settled. The older girls have paid her no attention whatsoever, so we've not had any issues in that respect. The other one we've called Joy and we did leave her floating for quite a lot longer. It did take her more time to settle and that's okay because they're all individual. And then once we released her, she did go straight down to the plants and she has stayed very close to hiding in the plants. But again, the older girls have not paid her any attention. So they've both settled. We've had them in the tank now for about 10 days and they're doing well. Faith does eat a lot better than Joy. Faith, as soon as you go to the tank, she's up at the top of the tank and as soon as you open the lid, she's like, feed me, feed me. But Joy is still a lot more cautious. And so I am just keeping an eye on her because she isn't eating as much. But we did have that with one of our older females when we first got her. She didn't eat for over a week. And then she just suddenly started eating and getting the hang of things. And it was all good. So it sometimes does happen when you get a new beta. They maybe don't eat for a few days. So I'm not going to worry about it too much, but obviously I am keeping a close eye on her. If I have to catch her and maybe just spend more time with her, maybe in a breeder box and get her used to being at the top for feeding, then that's what I'll do. But at this point in time, she's doing really well. She does seem very happy. She's got used to the other fish being around her, so we're just going to give her a little bit extra time to settle before I sort of start panicking by the fact that she's not eating too well. I have found with the difference in the colouring that Faith is very easy to find in the tank. Obviously, with it being a big tank, I do like to do a head count of all the fish every day, and I do find that Joy is very often difficult to find because, as you can see here, you can barely see her against the gravel. She just blends in so well. Because the new girls are so much smaller, we do have to crush the beta pellets up for them to eat, and they will eat brine shrimp as well. So right now that is their staple diet. We do also feed community pellets in the tank, and we crush those up, and they are sinking, and they will occasionally eat those as well. So, but we do have to crush it up really tiny because their mouths are so small. So these are our new girls, and I am really looking forward to seeing how they change as they grow up and how their colouring comes through. It will be interesting to see the different colour tones that they get because they're not just one defined colour at the moment. So that's going to be really exciting. I want to say thank you for all those that have been asking after Murphy and how he's doing. I just think it's so neat that you guys get so invested in our fish and get as attached to them as we do. So thank you very much. If you're not subscribed to this channel and want to see more videos like this, then please do so, and we will see you next time.